It is our pleasure to welcome you again as we continue to increase your level of understanding in matters relating to accounting. This is Kings and Queens accounting class. We have in our previous bank recon lesson showed you an example, an exercise relating to how to solve that situation with a bank statement and a cash book and working out the adjusted cash book and then the bank reconciliation statement. In this lesson, we are seeking to go a little bit deeper, looking at a worded situation. And I'm going to read through just to make sure that you are able to see or comprehend what the question would be like and how we would treat with a situation like this in bank reconciliation. So let's go ahead, ladies and gentlemen. This here indicate that on October 31st, 2020, the cash book of R. Blake showed a balance of $570 in the bank, right? The following were identified. Blake paid to R. Jones $175 by check October 15. The check was entered in cash book as $195. 2. Bank charges not credited to the cash book of $25. A check dated October 19 for $1,500 payable to M. Smith was not paid by the bank until November 10. And 4. Blake on October 23, received a check from A. Green of $125. This check was dishonored on the October 29. No entry was made in the cash book. And the second, or the last rather, is October 31st, a check for $200 received from R. Brown, K. Brown, was banked, but the bank statement was not credited until November. All right, that is the situation that we are presented with, and we're asked as the accountants to prepare the adjusted cash book and to find a new balance, and then the bank reconciliation statement. So let's proceed to resolve this exercise. So the first thing we will do is that we're going to open our bank reconciliation statement. So it is, did I say bank recon or adjusted cash book? Beg your pardon. Adjusted cash book. So we are going to be doing the adjusted cash book. In the statement or in the situation that we have here, we are told that the balance in the cash book is $570. So we will put in the balance because, it says a balance. So because it is a balance, it would be an asset, and so it would be on the debit side. So it's going to be balance. Balance brought down would be 5, 7. Okay. Now we're going to see if we can interpret these situations and apply it. All right. In the first instance, Blake had paid some money to R. Jones of $175 by check. Right. Now in this situation, we look at the original transaction that took place. if Blake, who is the owner of the business, yes, he would have paid some money to R. Jones, then in Blake's cash book, Blake would be giving out the money, would be paying out the money. So if Blake is paying out the money, then the information would have been on the credit side. Let me just draw something simple here. It's the original cash book. This is the original cash book. All right. And if Blake had paid out some money to Jones, right? This is the side that you would have recorded. This is the side when you pay out money, it's on the credit side. So you should have paid out $175 to Jones. But what occurred is that they said the check was entered in the cash book as $195. So instead of writing this 197, instead of writing 175, the accountant seemed to make an error and wrote 195. So this is what should have been there, but this is what was recorded. So obviously the entry was overstated. In other words, the monetary figure was overstated. Right? The figure was overstated. It should have been 175, but they wrote 195. So what is the remedy to deal with that now? We must take out the difference. So 195 that was there. So this is what in the original cash book, 195. But what should it have been? 175. Now to take this out, to take out the excess that is on the credit side, we must go to the debit side and write the excess, which is 20. Because when you take 175 from 195, we get 20, right? So we're taking out the excess and we'll put it on the debit side so that it will reduce the overpayment in terms of the figure that was recorded here, right? Overstated. So we go to the cash book now that we're adjusting, and we're going to write the 20 here. So it's an overstated figure. All right. Now we can move this and go back to the question. Hope you have understood. All right. Let's go to the next one. Bank charges. They say the bank charges not credited in the cash book. All right. So it was not credited, so we must now credit in the cash book. So we're going to go to do that now. Bank charges, and that amount was $25. Okay, so we have completed 1, 2. The third one says a check dated October 19 for $150 payable to M. Smith was not paid by the bank until November 10. All right. Now this was already dealt with in the cash book, so there's no need to put this in the cash book now. This item was already recorded. It says that check dated this date payable to Smith was not paid by the bank until. That means it's an unpresented check, right? We paid the check to M. Smith, but M. Smith did not present that check until November. So this check, this would have been considered to be our unpresented check. Unpresented check. All right, let's go to the next item. Blake on October received a check from A Green of $125. This check was dishonored on October 29. No entry was made in the cash book. Again, I'm going to see if I can explain this situation for you. In the original situation, it says here that Blake on October 23rd received a check from Green. Now, this is our original cash book. And what would have happened is that Blake is receiving the check from Green. If Blake is receiving the check from Green, it means that we're going to be debiting the cash book, because when we receive money, recorded on debit side. So it would have been that would have had Green and would have recorded the 125 here, showing that Green pay us. We received the money from Green. However, on the 29th, so this took place on the 23rd. This took place on the 23rd. But for some reason, as we had spoken about last time, that this honored check will take place. Yes, it will take place as a result of maybe lack of funds in the account. So this check that Green would have sent to Blake, and we would have received it and debited the cash book. Yes, it was now dishonored. If it is dishonored, it means that this no longer should exist, right? We cannot keep this in the record to say that Green pay us, because the check was made null and void. So, therefore, to cancel out this entry that is in the original cash book, we're going to make that entry in the adjusted cash book here, and we will say this honored check of 125. So that will then cancel out what was recorded earlier in our original cash book. All right, hope you've gotten that. So I can erase. All right, now that we have done that, we can move now. Oh, number 5. Let's go to number 5. So we have used this one already. Let's go to number 5. October 31st, a check for $200, yes, received from K. Brown, was banked, but the bank statement was not credited until November. What is that? That is bank lodgement or unrecorded deposits, right? Or late lodgement. Any of those concepts was what we refer to this. So we are saying that this is unrecorded deposits. Okay? So we're not using that in the cash book. So we can close this down. All right? So we are going to, this is 150. Yes? So this is small, so our balance is going to be here. Our balance CD, and that would be balance CD. Let's go now. Our total here would be 5,590. Yes, it would be 590. When we take 150 from 590, we're going to get 440. Yes, so we can close this off. Do the same here. Okay, our CDs on the credit side, so the BD comes on this side, so it's going to the debit side. Yes, balance BD of the same 440. So we are finished with the adjusted cash book. Our next move is to do the bank recon statement. That is the bank reconciliation statement. as at, and we've been working with October, so it will be October 31st. All right, we have already found the new balance in the cash book, so we can use it here until we start with balance as per cash book, and that would be 440. Okay, now we have already identified these two items, and they're what we're going to use here. The first one, number 3, was we identified to be the unpresented check, so we're going to record it now. So we add unpresented check, and who is it? To whom is this check referring to? It is M. Smith. So we have M. Smith. The amount of money relating to that would have been 150. So we'll record it here, 150. So we add. This is going to be 9. This is going to be 5. All right, our next move is number 5 item, which is the unrecorded deposit, which we want to subtract. So we write less unrecorded deposit. And that now is in relation to who? K. Brown. And the amount of money is $200. So we'll write it here. We said we're going to less it or subtract, then we're going to do so. Then the 9, and then it's going to be 3. Yes? So the 390 then would have been the balance as per bank statement. Alright, I think we're going to have to line it up properly, so bring it down a little bit more. Good. Alright, that's the end of this exercise. So our desire was to make sure that you are able to deal with any of the situations that may arise, whether it comes with a worded situation or you are given the cash book and the bank statement and you're asked to reconcile. All right. There are situations when we have an overdraft, a bank overdraft, right? Once we have a bank overdraft situation, then the arrangement or the procedure in doing the bank reconciliation statement is going to be a little adjustment, right? So instead of having balance as per cash book, we'll have overdraft as per cash book, right? And we'll flip the script if you would. All right. This that we used to add, we will subtract, and what we subtract, we add. So we used to add this, then we would subtract it. We used to subtract this, then we add it. Okay? If we're dealing with overdraft as per overdraft, right? Overdraft as per cash book, right? So if there's an overdraft situation, then we will do the opposite. Overdraft as per cash book, we're going to change. Instead of add, we're going to less, and instead of less, we're going to add here. All right, that's the simple shifting of activity that you require to do if in the event the business, yes, has an overdraft situation. But on the whole, I hope that you have understood clearly how to treat with bank reconciliation, a very critical area in accounting, particularly for all business. I think all businesses has to encounter this once they are operating their business, and of course they're required to have a bank account, right? Thank you very much, and Please show your love to us by liking below this video and subscribe so you will know when we are putting out our new lesson. We appreciate your attendance to this lesson or class, and it is our pleasure to serve you. We want you to be very good at accounting, and that is why we do what we do. Thanks again.